Hey there, thank you for clicking on my video. So today we're going to tackle some relays here, and I always scrap these, but I've just been wondering, what are they actually worth, and are they worth scrapping? Now a lot of folks, they'll just leave these on their circuit boards, like you'll find these in microwaves and whatnot, and so you will get shred price for these. Now if you took them off the boards and brought them in just like this, I would think your scrapyard would give you better than shred price, but I'm not entirely sure. So currently in the US, the average price of shred is 7 cents a pound. One of these weighs 6/10 of an ounce, and I have 10 of them here that we're going to do. So that is 6 ounces, and at 7 cents a pound, that is 2.5 cents for all of these. But I think your scrapyard should probably give you a little bit better price than shred. So we'll double that and say 14 cents. And so then this would be 5.25 cents. So let's get one of these puppies taken apart. Once you clip through, then give it a twist. And cap comes off really easily. You can also just bash this with a hammer. It's pretty easy to get apart, but I'm at my desk, so I'm not going to use a hammer. And so then right here, we got some contacts. That piece is going to be copper. This one is actually going to be brass. I've already done some of these, so I know that this one is brass, but always check with a file. And then up here, we've got the contacts. And you can see there's a little bit of silver on these contacts. You don't have to remove these if you don't want, and this will still go as clean yellow brass or clean copper number 2. Even with the contact removed, this is still copper number 2 because it's so thin. I have a video showing you how to remove these silver contacts if you want to collect them. Then we got that. We just got to get that plastic off of there. Some are easier to clean up than others. And there we are. We have one piece of copper and one piece of brass. And now time for this lovely spool of copper. Sometimes these pieces of steel are really stiff, other times they're not, but when they're really stiff, I just put a screwdriver in there and then give it a twist and it starts to separate it. And then I just grab it with my side cutters and then I hold this part with my thumb. This one's really stiff. You can see it's starting to separate. It's a lot harder when you have a camera sitting right in front of you and you're trying not to bump it. These are a lot easier to remove when you're not trying to have a camera in your face. But sometimes, if you need to, you can just grab a hold of it with the pliers. There we go. And then we got this pin. We just, that one's stiff. Push it. Sometimes they just slide out real easily. Other times they kind of make you work for it. These ones are kind of stiff. So basically what was going on was this pin was in here, and so we're just peeling the steel away from the pin to separate it. And now we've got this. And I just like to, I'm not actually cutting it all the way in half. I'm just squeezing it until I hear the plastic break. And there it is. I forgot to show you, there is a piece of non-ferrous on here. Sometimes they're brass, sometimes they're copper. Okay, there's everything scrapped out. Now I did time myself doing these off camera from start to finish when removing the plastic cover and all of that. And I could do about one in a minute and a half, which would be 40 in an hour. But it's not really realistic to be able to keep up that pace. So I'm just going to be ultra conservative and say that you can do 30 of them in an hour. So we have 1.95 ounces of steel, and that is worth just under 1 penny. We have 1.7 ounces of copper number 2, and that is 34 cents. And then we have 3/10 of an ounce of brass for 3.5 cents, giving us a grand total of 38 cents for 10 of those, which means if you did 30 in an hour, that would be $1.14, which is not a very good hourly rate if that's something that you are curious about. But now you can make an informed decision whether or not you want to scrap these. I'm going to continue to scrap them because I just love scrapping and I just think it's a lot of fun. All right, well, that is today's video. I thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I love to have you part of the Scrap It All family. And I just pray that God will bless every single one of you. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.